Hello, I am Kodili-nye, the son of the wonderful. We are back again to street vlogging, and I wish to use this opportunity to thank all of you that have been supporting our channel. You have been brilliant, I must admit that. And for newly subscribers, you're welcome to the family. Before we continue, remember to like, comment, and share and subscribe. And what are we talking about today? We are going to dabble into building the Onitsha roads, the Onitsha street roads, building the Onitsha street roads. Some people has been talking about this, that up to now we still have roads, inner street roads that are not been properly built or constructed, and some of them are talking about that we don't need to wait for government to do all these things, because waiting for government or the politicians will take us up to 100 years and nothing is achieved. So that's why we are always hammering on this. If you look at this channel, some people are saying, oh, we are so passionate about building Onitsha. There is a reason why we are doing that, because you can understand, if we are from Nigeria, the unfolding things happening in Nigeria. Some people believe that Nigeria will eventually go to regionalism, will go to their regions and all those things, or Nigeria will grant autonomy to the states. So if we are not proactive now, we will end up have to pay a great price when that finally happens with what is happening, because Nigeria is at a rate, how is going these days. You don't see Nigerian leadership anymore. You see ethnic leaders, sectional leaders who are coming parading like they are the leader of Nigeria, but they are more concerned about sectionalism and tribalism. So that's why we are here to discuss building the inner streets. Can we be able to do these things? Can we be able to do these things? There are a lot of rattlings, a lot of noise, and a lot of discussions going on the streets. People have been talking about it, although that the government of Anambra State has not been able to properly harness these opinions and actually work with it, which most of this discussion, even in this channel, has a timeline and how it can be accomplished. And this can also make the governor or government of Anambra State to realize a lot of revenue, because the economy will so much developed that the state will be the number one. So what are we talking about, and how can this be achieved? If you look at Onitsha metropolitan city is made up of 5 local governments. For those who are not aware, it's extend to Oyi local government, Obaro local government, Idemili North, Onitsha North, Onitsha South. That's what makes this great city. And it's in Anambra State, Nigeria, in the eastern Nigeria. And Onitsha is known for the commercial activity, huge commercial activities and industrial activities. And it's also a center of logistics. Over the years, even before Nigerian independence, it has been so. And it has also the advantage of having a huge river, the River Niger, that passes through it, and it has other rivers that goes through it also, like the Idemili River and Nkesi River. So these are what made Onitsha what Onitsha is today. The people, not really the government, the people has invested so much in Onitsha. Unfortunately, the government has not actually matched the development inputs of the people, and that's why Onitsha has a lot of challenges. Although now Governor Soludo, the present governor of Anambra State, is trying to build some roads, but it's just a drop in the ocean, because building 10 roads in Fege building 7 in Obaru, building 3 in Abaka area, and building 1 or 2 or 3 in Ugwaba, Obosi, and Obosi area, and some in Omunya, will not actually change the city that has almost 500 roads. So over 500 roads. And how can we deal with this issue, this challenge? Is people's participation, the participation of landlords, the tenants, the businessmen, and the women in this. And it's something that the government can also push forward if they are really serious about urban development and reinvigoration of this city. Because Soludo was speaking some time ago, said that Onitsha died and is resurrecting in Asaba, that is going to reawake or resurrect Onitsha again. So all those things said, he said all those things. We thought that as the hand has 5 fingers, that he need to deploy all the 5 fingers to start working. But he started deploying 1 finger, the tiny finger, which is the government, which is a drop in the ocean. The government building roads is good, but they are not really going far off. They are still using the system that is not talking about building most of the roads and how to get the roads, 90% of the roads in this city done. Is mostly by either raising a bond or having people's participation. The government can also use the small business, the Anambra State Small Business Agency. It can be transformed into an infrastructural agency. That's number 1 way, whereby this agency will now borrow a lot of money and bring it to, so that each of these streets, all these plots in the street, will be given some of this money with less than 2 or 3% interest, for them to draw like between 2.5 million to 5 million each for each plot, so that they can actually interlock their streets. I was watching Argentina and some other countries. You can see how the streets were interlocked, and some of them, the lady that was talking says that these were done many years. Some of them were done 30 years ago. Some of them were 40 years ago. They just need a little maintenance, because all of them are interlocked. So anywhere that has a problem, you just remove and put. We can also do the concrete roads on all those things, using the concrete. So the landlords and tenants can partner together to raise the money. So each plot will have money to contribute in order to get this thing up and running. And that's what we are, discussing. And I do believe that this solution, this will bring about a huge solution to this big menace, this infrastructural menace or infrastructural decay in this Onitsha city. And we'll be able to change the narrative, be able to change the city for good. And that's what we are discussing. So we have just talked about turning ASBA, the Anambra State Small Business Agency, into infrastructural agency, whereby it can also lend, offer money to landlords to borrow, to make sure that the streets are done. And the modalities will be worked out, that within a year or 2, that the government is expecting all the roads done, that the money will be available for those landlords that cannot contribute. So each street will have their own, will organize themselves so that the issue of corruption will not arise. So each with specification how the road can be built. So they will now organize and get their roads done. So that's number 1. 2 is some landlords can also raise the money by themselves, and the tenants they can just divide the money each building. So the people living there can actually raise this money on their own. If they can, they can raise part of it and borrow the rest from the government. And by doing these things, you have those roads rebuilt within a year or highest 2 years, but it will not reach up to that. And the government will be having something like incentive to people, streets and landlords that totally rebuild their own within a year. So government will now be giving them incentives like maybe 1 trailer load of cement or a price tag. So by so doing, basically, what the governor of Anambra State have been talking about, the PCPC, public community partnership or something, private public community something. I don't know what it means, but PCPC will now become a reality. But the government also must be the driving force about these things, because a sheep without a shepherd will find themselves falling into a big dish. So that's why it's very, very crucial for the government of Anambra State to lead from the front. If I am the governor, I'm telling you, the whole roads in the city of Onitsha would be, if a delay to be done, it would be 2 years. All the street roads would have been done. So now the few major roads, the government will just borrow money and do all of them. And the economy, will see the economy grow extraordinary. I don't know this, if it's a rocket science for them. I don't know if they are listening to this, but that's why you need to cooperate with us to make our homeland to be the best. And how will you do that? We are not begging you to give us money. We are not begging you to do anything. But the only thing we are begging you is to not just to watch this, but also to share it to those people who are responsible. I think this is the part 1. We'll be talking more and banging on this until those that are responsible will be able to hear our voice and do the needful, because our homeland must be livable and it must be a prosperous homeland. And Onitsha must be the greatest city in Nigeria and beyond. That's what we are asking for. And it's not a rocket science. We can do these things. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I am Kodili-nye, the son of the wonderful. See you in the next one, and God bless you for watching. Thank you, and bye.